and look, I'm talking here. Is this really happening right now? I literally just restarted all of this so that this would not do this. Oh my gosh. Wow, we're gonna go through this again. I can't believe it. Is it a nighttime thing? What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Sorry about that. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. If you could, hit that like button. We got the game on. I don't know what the score of the, I don't even know where my phone... You gotta be kidding me. This is... Guys, I literally just went through the camera. So, I was a little bit behind because I had to use the bathroom. I'm not going to go in too deep. I had to use the bathroom. I made another cup of coffee. All that fun stuff. And, yeah. I feel like this is a nighttime thing. This is so unbelievable. I feel like this camera that I got is a piece of crap. Let's see if this helps one more time. I turned everything off because it always usually does. And unlock. So let's make sure that this is going to work. And I don't want the stream to start out like this. This is ridiculous. So let me make sure I pause myself in like a decent form so that when the camera does shut off, which is absolutely insane. You know what it could be actually? I actually went and opened the camera and I moved it. So I may have unplugged it. That could have been the issue. I hope you guys are doing good. We got the game on. My phone's over here. So let's see if the camera is able to stay on now. Because again, when I started the stream, I forgot to flip open the you know what I'm talking about. The thing that flips up to cover it up. So I forgot to do that. Let's see here what the scores are of the games real quick. Saints are up as we thought, 13-6. That game's not necessarily over. Cleveland has the ball. Pittsburgh is up 16-11. New Orleans is up 13-6. Fourth quarter, New Orleans game, and then second quarter getting ready to go into halftime in about 5 minutes. So, I want to run through some charts. If you guys have any questions, any tickers, anything you guys are watching, if you guys want to throw it in the chart, we'll hang out. What's up, bro? How you doing tonight? I went and cashed out earlier for that over on the Rams and Washington. So the record right now is 7-1 between college and NFL tickets. This is right here our only loser right here. The Colts. The Colts. I don't want to get anybody a little weirded out about the number. But that's our only loser right there, the Colts. There's a couple zeros there, so I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want nobody to feel some type of way or something and be like, "Oh, I got to do that." Like, no. You need to be comfortable what it is that you're willing to risk. So, I could give you guys a lesson on the parlay, but that's going to come in on the second week 3 college football. First, before the markets, college football, guys. If you don't know, I do a show for college football tomorrow afternoon, if not tonight. I may put it out. Probably do it tomorrow. Week 4 of college football, and I actually, when I went and I grabbed the lines at my book, so I know exactly what they are right here. There's no money lines or anything on it because it's just crazy what it is that they do there. But here's the lines. Week 4, a lot to choose from. A lot. Dude, the slate for college is unbelievable. I'm so happy about this upcoming week. It's been a little dull, the first couple weeks, and it always is. It always is on college. This is nothing new. And like I said, it's really going to be the 1st of October is when people, like the first week to second week of October is people are really going to start losing their money if they don't know what it is that they're doing. I got a mathematical thing I want to show you guys if you guys do parlays, and it may sway you from doing parlays. I would hope that it would, and it's okay to still do them. Just don't be throwing out 20, if not 50, if not 100, $200. Stop. I mean, even doing 2, stop doing it. Unless you're going to do 5, like 3, 4, or 5, it's still not worth it. But I'm just saying, I'm going to show you guys something. It's going to open your eyes up to the math, right? All right, so the markets. This is the ES futures. If you guys have any stocks, throw them in the chat. looks like Cleveland's up actually 11 to 6, not up, but Pittsburgh is up 11 to 16 right now. So we had a dull moment. Not a dull moment, but like the markets have been a little quiet today, as we thought. We have FOMC meeting, and more so the summary of economic projections coming out Wednesday. If you don't know what the SOEP is, what that is, it gives you the list of where all the Fed members are as of, tomorrow and going into Wednesday, as where things stand right now, where they're voting for where interest rates should be year end. We want to see, does the year end rate change? Does it go up? Does it stay the same, which I'm sure it will, or does it come down? We've had retail, industrial production. We've had a lot of data as far as inflation data, and inflation still, this is the second leg, not higher, but this is like the, in stocks, you get that pullback, right? Things start selling off, but you always get a bounce, right? You get that bounce. That's where we're at. We're in that bounce. It's starting to work its way back up for a few different reasons. There's only so much the Fed can do, right? There's only so much they can do. You have seen a lot of CE, at least I've mentioned that we've seen a lot of CE. Guys, I do apologize. If you guys are cool with just leaving me, I'll make a different face or something. I got to figure out why this is doing this, because it's really, really starting to frustrate me. I wonder if I could deactivate and then activate. That might help it. Okay. It may restart it. Let's start doing that from now on. We'll see what happens. So, and again, that's why I was a little bit behind, because I was working on that. So we're going to see where these Fed members are with the data that we just got, and what are their thoughts as far as if the data were to continue and it looks like things are going to go up, do they start trying to raise the year-end target on their votes, right? Because they all vote, and they get what it is the dot plot. So they plot with a dot each Fed member and where they want to be, and what their thoughts are, whether they want to cut, whether they want to stay the same, whether they want to go higher. So they also give you the projections, right? It's a summary of economic projections. Where is the labor market going to be in 6 months to a year to 2 years to 5 years? Not necessarily 5 years, because you can't really, within the next couple years, in the next couple months. Where do they think the employment level is going to be, end of the year, right? Going into next year. Where is not necessarily the unemployment, the unemployment, and then you have, what else do you have without me bringing it up? There's 3 of them. GDP, right? Labor market, GDP, interest rates. Where do they expect GDP to be? So I've given you guys a rundown on interest rate cycles and, our calls for higher GDP during the middle of the cycle, right? I know it's here. I think it's in this document right here. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here if I can find it. I'm telling you guys, I didn't delete it. And there we go. There we go. So this is the economic. This is a total of interest rate hikes. Let me raise it up because I know you guys may have issues seeing it all. So what you have here, yeah, you can see it. So what you guys have here is pretty much every interest rate, well, which it is, not what, like, pretty much, but it is every rate hike cycle. It's not like we just been hanging out and then we just throw up a rate hike for no reason because things are getting better. We need to cool, it's not like we're trying to cool things off or speed things up, right? You know what I mean? This is like, there are periods of just neutralness, right? Then you get periods of quantitative easing and tightening because of an event. The 2000s, whether it's, the great financial crisis, whether it's a war, whether it's anything that could happen, a sickness, COVID, right? You can see here during the cycle, look how high these numbers are compared to before and after, right? 2 years prior, during, and 2 years after. This is interest rate cycle and real GDP growth, okay? So this right here is your lag effect. And then 2 years after, right? This is what you may not understand, not being told this. What would you guys take from this? If you were if you were Jay Powell, right? If you were a Fed chair, what would you say if you were saying, I got 1.8 GDP? I got negative 0.2, negative 0.2, negative or 0.6, 1.8, 2.1. So what would you do? Think about that. What would you do? And then what's the cause and effect of that? Right? What's the cause and effect of that? Well, you would start quantitative easing. You would necessarily, you could, if you are in quantitative tightening, right? Raising rates, letting the balance sheet run off. And what they do with the balance sheet is like they just let it run off. So when they collect their yield and they collect their money, they don't put it back into the markets, right? Putting it back into the markets is providing liquidity, because where they're getting that mortgage-backed security, where they're getting that bond from, right? In exchange of cash, they get something. So what does that person do with the cash? They put it in different places, from the equity markets to more bonds, but all kinds of different places. Maybe it's in private equity. I'm not too sure. I don't know the laws about that. I'm not in on that process, but I do know the person that is receiving the cash, the company, I should say, the bank, whomever is receiving cash for that. They are not just going to hold the cash. Maybe they do for a little bit, but that money will find a home. Where is that home? Where is that money finding a home? And that's why you need this chart stocks. That's why we do this, because we want to see where money is finding a home. Right now it's pretty much energy. So with the last end of this, when you start getting GDP that's really bad, then you start getting this the 2 years prior, right? So this is all just a wheel that keeps turning and turning and turning. You go from quantitative easing or tightening, whichever you want to start from. And because of tightening, GDP is down, job numbers, you have high unemployment, and your job is price stability, maximum unemployment. So in order to get that employment back, the labor market back good and tight, you need to lower rates. You maybe need to start adding liquidity, start raising asset prices, start getting people to borrow, right? Start speeding up. There is a tool that the Fed used to release. I think it was the Cleveland Fed, I'm pretty sure. And you can still get the data. You could call them up. You could still get the data. You could look it up. If you can't find it looking it up, you can literally call the Cleveland Fed, get their number, and someone would gladly assist you to the velocity of money. It's a very important thing. Like right now, I feel like the velocity of money has really cooled off a bit. So the velocity of money is how fast is this money moving, right? How fast is it changing hands? How fast is that money rotating and moving around, right? And once it starts slowing, right, that traveling of money from hands to hands to, from the equity market, whatever, right? Once it starts slowing, that's showing you signs of a recession. Now, how big or how small, we don't know until we get there. The Fed can do only really one thing: start adding liquidity and start lowering rates, which would be because of this, a lowering of GDP, right? They need the labor markets, gotten out of hand. They need to change it. And then what happens? Because they went to quantitative easing or tightening, then they got to go to quantitative easing. And then because of quantitative easing, they got to go back to tightening. So it's a big wheel that goes round and round and round. So this is an important chart. If you guys have not seen this, jot it down. Time it, right? 94 to 95 to 99 to 2000. There's a lot of data here you can use to just forecast a possible recession, right? You can count down the months. This can go into the work, other than bringing up, unemployment to real rates, nominal real rates. You can count out the time. I'm doing okay, man. I want to go through some charts and kind of get a game plan for tomorrow, so I figured we'd all do it together. So this is the ES, which is S&P futures. Let's go to a 5-minute chart. Actually, we'll go to a 30-minute chart, because I feel like this level is going to break, guys. And I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. So let's think about something. Well, look at this gap fill that we have, right? Look at this gap fill. It just takes you right down. This is futures now, right? This is futures. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was Sunday night. I know it was because I remember the gap up. I thought it was pretty big. Um, so I think this level gets broke. What I want to know is does positioning start tomorrow leading into Wednesday's meeting? Think about that, guys. Does risk start being taken off before the meeting in anticipation in case Powell is a bit hawkish? So the meeting, we need to, like, if you guys are watching Powell and you guys are trying to trade Fed days, well, I've showed you guys, and I'll show you guys more tomorrow. Like for the members that join us, if you don't know, we do trade live right here Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. I was up a little late today. I got on myself about that this morning, so I will be up bright and early. I don't know if it's the coffee or caffeine that's keeping me up at night, but I also go back and watch the live stream, and I try to get better at what it is that I'm doing, trying to help you guys make some money, and trying to get a business of sorts going here. So I put in a lot of work, and sometimes I'm just tired, and I do apologize for that. This is a lot of late nights, It's a lot of late nights. It's a lot of long hours, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, right? So, because my goal here is to be able to have a place that you guys can access trading, right? And a trading group, asking questions, getting suggestions, getting the news, all of us being on the same page on what it is that we're going to do that day, and then what's the direction that we think the markets are going to go. What do we want to be what do we want to be long, what do we want to be short, all that fun stuff. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I've started this. I procrastinated for a long time. If you don't know, I've been trading close to 10 years now. If you could hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. I greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you have a friend that's in the markets and they're struggling and they like the markets and they're just not doing something right, send them here, right? Send them here because we're going to help them change that course of not making enough to back up the losers, right? And why are they losing more than it is that they're winning? Why are they losing all the time? What is it? Because they're not sitting patiently? Is it like they're not understanding what's going on? Has the market cycle changed? Experience trumps all. I'm telling you right now, time in the markets is your best friend. The longer you do this, the better you will become. It does take work. All right, let's do it. I'm doing good, man. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing okay. If you guys have any ideas, all right, throw them in the chat for me if you could. Just give me a list of tickers. I don't care what they are. So let's go to the Qs, or the S&Ps. Now, we went through it last night that we thought, we're in an inflection point right now on the S&Ps. I'll just go to the S&Ps to start it off, right? So on this daily chart, we're pretty much sitting flush. Like, what I think is going on, guys, is I think we're waiting for this debt ceiling that's going to be coming up in October, right? You have a very clear pennant forming here, right? There's a very clear pennant forming here. Clear as day, a pennant forming. Does it do, what? Now, again, I could take this, and I could actually bring her down a little bit. That's where I would put it, right? And what does that do, guys? Like, do you see how this pennant lines up with where I think, with the prior resistance level that we haven't made support yet? You see what I'm saying? Look at this slant. Sorry. So this to me is a clear-cut sign that we're headed to this support level, which is also going to be the bottom end of this, trend line. If it is going to be a trend line, we'll find out here soon, obviously. All right, we'll find out here soon. So here's the S&Ps. Let's go into a half-hour chart. Let's get our levels. This is the main thing I want to do here, is help get our levels. If this, then that. If you see these long tails, it's one of two things. It's either a block trade that has happened during the day where it has not been printed, and it needs to be by law printed on the chart that transaction took place. It's either that or it just got sorry, he said just got hurt. And I said just got. It's either a transaction that took place during the day and they got to print it, or who's that? TJ Watson or no, Watson. Hold on. Sorry. Saints, Cleveland, or not Cleveland, but oh, I see. I'm sorry. I don't know why I don't know why I got that name mixed up. Um, Clemson quarterback. Uh, so yes, that if you see these misprints, they're either a misprint or sorry, I got thrown off. This is either a misprint or it's a transaction that happened earlier in the day and they have to, pretty much print it. Keep it in your eye. Look at, like you had this one. There's a couple more that came into, like look here. Look how these two. I don't really get misprints on Thinkorswim. These are more transactions that took place. Look, 437, guys. There is somebody that is selling. There's a buyer and a seller being met at 437, right? 437. This is the third time that this has happened. This is not a coincidence. I noticed this earlier, right? Look at that support. Look at these wicks down here. So that's where we're headed. And guess what? You're also going to have this blue box as your daily 100-day moving average. So I'm going to cut the crap and let's get into it. Yeah, I see that. I seen him limping. So we made this pivot high here. Let me make this a 15-minute chart. Might be a little bit better. Still a little iffy. This previous pivot low here, you made it resistance. You made it resistance and you made it, you pretty much came up into it again today and made it resistance. So we have a resistance level here at this pivot high, pivot low, right? Pivot high. Pivot high. Sorry, pivot low, pivot high right here at 445. We came up and tested 445 pretty much on the money. That was the call out this morning. I said 445 is the area that I'm going to look to if we cannot break 443. If we cannot break it, so we've reclaimed it today. Do we hold it again tomorrow? Again, I want to watch for positioning tomorrow. I'm going to see where we open to see whether or not I want to be long or short and what stocks is it that I want to be, long and short versus if the market's coming down, what's weak, which it looks like we're coming down. I said I said right around when the market was closing I feel like, whoever's buying puts at the close is going to be a winner tomorrow, depending on whatever it is that they paid and the time. So you have a clear resistance, right? Flat top resistance, and it's now support. It looks like we're gonna test it again here sometime tonight into tomorrow. Where do we want to look to get to? I want to see if we can start working our way back down here. This 100-day moving average is going to slowly move its way up. My first area that I'm going to look at is right here at 439. That's going to be the first area that I look at for a possible support area. You do have some minor support here. It's like, you have a little bit of choppiness here, but I still feel like, don't get lulled to sleep is what I'm saying, right? The Q's put in a really nice chart today. Let's go over to the Q's. So the high 30s is what I'm looking for the short side if that 443 level breaks on the SPY. I was looking at the Q's a little bit today. They have, again, right, this RSI. The MACD, look how flat they are. We are in the middle. So it's not like we're overbought or we're oversold. Neither. So we have to be patient, right? But what we can do is look for other stocks that are like relatively, that they're overbought or they're oversold, and then we can look for the reversal. Or you have a trend reversal or a trend continuation. So we're going to run through them. I'm going to go through all of them tonight. A decent amount. A decent portion. You did not close below this level. This is key here. This prior resistance level, it's like an area. You closed above it today. You closed above it again. It's like, you know, it's this whole area here. It's like $1 wide. Nick Chubb is hurt. Yeah, three. What's funny is I was going to get Nick Chubb under his rushing yards, and I wonder what they got. Nick carted off the field. I remember that earlier on today. Wow, that's so funny. I literally almost went and got Nick Chubb under 89 rushing yards. 89 and a half. That's a shame. I wouldn't have wanted to win it like that. I literally said to myself, all these props, like the people have to make it. They have to make it like through the game. Like there's always a chance of an injury. All right, so 4-hour chart here. Oh, right. Know where your moving averages are, please. And I'm talking all of them. 20-day, 50, 100. Keep it basic. Worry about your 50 and 100. But we've broken it. Like I'm wondering if we're coming back up to retest it and make it resistance, or do we get like positioning that sells off tomorrow? I know I'm repeating myself, but look at that, right? That's a clear. This green line right there is your 20-day moving average. Look at it. It wicked it to a T, guys. What's the next one? This yellow line, this 9 EMA, it will be coming down with it. So I'll keep that on my list. Keeping it on my list. These are things that I look at. And I said it today. I said watch the 9 EMA, watch the 20-day moving average, watch whatever moving averages are in the area to see if it goes up to it. And I called out the long this morning. It took a little while to get there. It would have ate your premium up, and you wouldn't have been able, you know, you would have been profitable if you took it around 11:45, 12 o'clock, right? You know, so, right, resistance, 20 days been acting as resistance, and then now again, resistance one more time. So we made this level 371.85. Call it, yeah, 371.80 resistance. Where's our next level? Our next level is down here. Right? This is the range. So start, if you guys want, start looking at your charts and understanding what's going on. Look at this range. You may not see it. I'm going to show it to you. There's a clear range here. And we're on, right now, we just made the top end of that range resistance. All right? Right there. Right there's the range. I could even extend it back to the left. So now we've made that resistance. I would look to get ourselves eventually. You know, the thing is, we could get there, but you got to remember this like 367 367 area is going to, like, you know, the markets are going to bounce off of that. This red box that's there. And I can actually get rid of that, but because I said that's an area of resistance if we get there to short, and we broke it. So I can remove that now. So you have a few different things going on here, right? Locate your highs and your lows. And I'm on a 15-minute chart. Oh, man, we're actually a bit bullish. But not really. Like, don't get that construed with what I'm saying. Because I like to see when we make a new low and that MACD make a higher low. That's, you know, bullish divergence in a bearish market. Those are my absolute favorites. My absolute favorite. So looks like the Qs right now are going to bounce up, try to make 371 resistance, and then we wake up. Who's to say? I'm going to say we're around 369.50, 369.46 when the bell opens tomorrow. That's what I would look for. Start working our way to the low of the day. Let's go into some original stocks. I'm sorry to bore you guys to death. How long have I been going for? Hopefully not too long. All right. Yeah, but that's way too long. I got to start making this stuff shorter. So here's Meta. All right, let's go to a daily chart on Meta. I've already showed you guys the range on this that I'm looking for. That, like, my thoughts on what's going on with Meta. I feel like Meta's got a little more downside to go. This is a really nice chart here. This is ugly. That right there, that chop is really ugly. But we did something today. Right? We did something today. What did we do? Now this, I should make, hopefully these are, you can see this is clear. So what you have at this, again, this red line is your 50-day moving average. We broke it Friday, we pulled back up, and now it looks like we're making it resistance. It's above it. Don't mistake what I'm saying, right, that we've broken it. It's resistance. Right now, it closed above it, just barely above it. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. You guys see that? Right, you see it right there? How it closed a little bit below, a little bit above it. Let's go to, and where's our RSI? More importantly, it's at 52. So that's not a bad area, right? It can still get bought up. I was looking for the 110. It was like first like 106.50, 110. I'll show you guys right now. Area. Let's go to Meta. If you guys have anything to tell me in the chart, I have a couple trade ideas too with ARM. The ARM was the IPO last week. They did release options on that today. I called that out in chat. I said that, you know, options have been released for ARM. And then we also have Instacart IPOing to Wednesday also. This is, I'm going to say this is like, well, no, it's like right here. Let's see if we can hold this as resistance tomorrow. Nah, see, it's closing below it. It's closing below it. Or it's trying, it started to work its way below it. Let me go to an hourly chart. I don't know if it helps, but if you guys need me to take off the gray, I can. If it looks cleaner, whatever you guys think. I want to look for this area, today's high of day, to act as resistance again. 305. I'm sorry, 305 is the area I'm going to look for. 305. I'm going to see if we can get a bounce to 305 and then reject it. Meta's just not, Meta just doesn't have a good looking chart at all whatsoever. There's just nothing. Right, I missed this. There wasn't any type of news, but we hit the long and then the short. I missed that short. I got a little lulled to sleep, I guess. I got a little bored, and it just, so I just, you know, this is a pretty big move. 305 to 292, you know, it's a decent move. It's a 13 point move. So yeah, it is holding up a bit. All right, you see it holding up a bit up here, this previous resistance. Let's see if this thing can get a bounce. Right, if we get a pullback in Meta, I want to see if I can get the long. Right, as a trade, just as a, you know, just as a trade, nothing crazy. Let's go to Google. So nothing there. I do have a couple charts that look really good. They actually have patterns. Some of you guys may already know what they are. So here's Google. Wow, look at that 50-day. I haven't even moved this. Road I never known.
We never just see the numbers. We see the people. Detroit is just changed so much. You can see what.
All right. This thing's just going, man. This thing's just ripping and running. But I think it's found its day. I think it's found its area. And I think this is a good area for it to be resistance. I do.
That's why we're here.
Right there. That's your previous resistance at like 139.50, 139.70-ish. And it's not being able to close up above that level. Not to say that it can't. You also have a few things going on here, right? You have a pullback. You know, you're having this break and retest on the daily. AMD's kind of doing the same thing. Let's go into like an hourly chart, and then we'll go into You guys notice how we were getting this double top here, or this double bottom? In most charts, you see this like wick low. Um, let's see if we get a breakdown tomorrow. That's my honest opinion. I want to see if we can break, if Google can break this 138.85. That's where I'm going to be looking to really sink my teeth in on the short. If we can break it. If we can break it. We got to be able to break it first. Alright, so there's one level that I'm looking at. Let me see here. Let me make sure I don't have a bunch of stuff on my chart. I don't have too much. You did have somewhat of a break and retest here, right? There's your pivot low, pivot high, boom, break it, pull back, bang. I felt like this thing just tried to go to the rip to the upside now, but it's getting rejected right now this afternoon. I want to see if this is a really nice flag, right? You guys see it? You guys see this flag here? Look at that. That's a nice flag, guys. That's a nice flag if I've seen one. Right? It's not going to be perfect. It probably looks better looking at the chart. But what I'm getting at is this. Right? It's just that. Like the fact that it breaks out and it pulled back, like it should bounce off, but it's like, just to me, it looks like this breakout right down that candle and it's pulling back to it. Like this is going to be a failed breakout. That's just from the looks of it. That's what I think. That does not mean that that's what's going to happen. All right? Because this thing could be strong as bull tomorrow. I feel like it's going to be a failed breakout. This will be the level of confirmation if it breaks. 139.19. 139.19. Let's cut it in half. Matter of fact, let me go here. I don't need to go that far. I know it's taking me a while, but if you guys have any tickers or anything, throw them in the chat. Hit that like button for me. I appreciate you guys. Please, if you could, just hit that like button for me. I beg you. I mean, we could get a nice move out of Google if we get this move. You gotta be able to break. You gotta be able to break 139.16. Right? You gotta break that level. I don't really care for Google either. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I know we have this like pennant forming, this ascending wedge, right? I'd have to bring it in to show you guys, but you have a monster support level here at 137, right? 137 support, previous resistance on Friday, 138. So what did you do up here? You sold off. So now we're back up there. Do we do it again? Do we sell off? And how many times of that, of getting up there to turn it back around, takes out of people trying to be long this name, because it cannot break through that high again. It cannot make a new yearly high. It did do it today. It made a new high of the year today. But it's just like, you know, it's kind of like just above it, right? 139.80 was previously, and then you have 139.93. So it beat it by a little bit, 10, 15, 20 cents or so. Let's look at Amazon, and I'll go into Apple, Microsoft, and I'll get into some semiconductors. All right, so here's Amazon. Amazon. And again, I don't want you guys to sit there and short stocks that are strong, because you're going to get taken out. I wonder if we can get another bounce back on Amazon. 141.25 would be nice. I want to look for Amazon to come to the downside. All right, I want to see it come meet that 50-day. I mean, it's just what my thoughts. If I had to make a decision, to say, is this thing going up or is it going down? I would say the short term, the stock is looking for a pullback. It's looking for a pullback. And here you go. This is very, do you guys see what I have here? Right? This is an area of prior resistance, and then it turned it into support and then broke it today. Right? Right? Resistance, resistance, resistance. Right? Resistance. You break up, and what did you do? You wicked it. Support. Right? Look at that support. Support. Bounce, pull back, support, support, support. You wick up today, and it pulls it back, and now it's trying to close underneath of it. Or above it, I guess you could say. Another Cleveland player kind of hurting. So, this is either one of two things. You either have a break and retest here of this pivot high, and it's trying to hold it, or, yeah, that is a previous, not really. It's just ugly. It's not that clean. But doesn't matter what I think, you know. It's, you know, it's going to do what it's going to do. So, okay, I see now. So that was a little misconstrued. We'll have to see if we get another test of this previous pivot low right here to see if we get a resist. So Amazon, I want to see if 141, 140.82 can become resistance on Amazon, and I want to look for some downside on Amazon. Apple had a nice day today. Apple was a stock that I was talking about being long. All right, this thing was oversold. It was just way oversold. And I felt like enough damage was done. And I want to see us start working our way back up to the 100-day moving average. All right, I want to see Apple to start working its way back up to the 100-day moving average. You had some decent news with the new from Dan Ives on CNBC, who said that their new iPhone sales are pretty much beating expectations, and customers are wanting the Pro Max, not just a regular one, but they want and can still buy the Pro Max. Pullbacks on Apple, 177.68, 65-ish. And we look to get long up into the 100-day moving average. You want to be taking profit up and around yesterday's or today's high, which would be at 179.35. 179.43? Hold on, let me see here, because with this daily chart, I can really, like, just one little cent makes the difference. Yeah, 179.41-ish. So there is resistance, boom. Man, if this area continues to act like resistance, it's not good. It's not good. Because I'm seeing something here. It's not good. But the thing is, you know, you're getting a little bit of divergence there, which is a good sign to the upside. Alright, so we got there today with that. So Apple, the upside, the furthest upside I want to see is roughly the 100-day. But the high of the day is an area that, you know, could and should act as resistance, which you might have just did. This is what you would call a lower high. Alright, if you guys could hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We trade live every day, Monday through Friday, right here, for free, for your viewing pleasure. We try to help you guys with whatever it is that you guys need, just so we can help you guys make some money. We're getting ready to we're coming into a tough environment with these rate hikes. All right, people are going to start losing their jobs. The Fed wants the labor market to tighten up. All right, so let's do this. Let's go to NVIDIA. Nvidia. Everybody wants and loves some Nvidia. I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of them. I love Nvidia. I love trading it. We got a nice support level that was put in here today. Right? You got a nice support level, which was previous resistance, previous pivot high, which held as support right here to the left. Right? Came up and then we just sat at it, and then bang. It pulls back. Valuation too high. This, that. Wait for earnings. This and that. Pulls back again. Now that previous resistance back here was support. Right here at 420.92, and then up top is resistance. You pulled right back to it and held it. You know, it broke it, but it ultimately did hold it. So I don't know if that's a train or a bike. Might be the train. We were watching Nvidia today for the long, and we kind of missed it a little bit, but you know, we didn't know with what the market was doing, what it is that we should do, right? We weren't sure. It was a lot of this. It was just one of those days where you had to be patient. We are looking for 445. We broke it. See this previous resistance? No. Right? Look at that resistance or support. Right? And then over here to the left, and then resistance or resistance, support. Right? Support, support, support. Let's see if we can turn that into resistance again, because we know previous resistance broken turns into support. Previous support broken turns into resistance. Alright, so that's pretty easy there, pretty self-explanatory there. The thing is that Nvidia is a bit undersold, so I honestly would not be surprised if we break 445 and then start finding ourselves back up around 450. I think that's the level. I think 450 is the level that we need to watch for. All right, 450, 250, you know, 450. It's an area, right? That low 450 area is what I'm looking for to see if we can pop ourselves back up there and possibly test this 50-day moving average. That's what I'm looking for. What are you looking for? All right. So, pullbacks. As of right now, like, I don't know what type of environment we're going to come into tomorrow. I don't know what type of news. So, boom, boom. Let's go to a 30-minute chart. I already did a 4-hour, right? I don't think I did. All right. So here you go. All right. This is a major level. Support, right? Breaks, comes up, holds it, breaks it, makes it resistance. Right, this level's 444, 445, I mean. Alright, so you're starting to get some tails in there. You know, this was a kind of low on volume, but, you know, it could have been worse. Right, this was a nice trade, right? 420 to 442, that's $20, guys. $22 more or less, $21. So pretty nice trend reversal there on Nvidia. Right, 50-day. I'm watching for the 50-day. As long as we can break above 444.90, 445. Right, at 445 levels, that level I'm going to be watching for. That was support. Let's see if it acts as resistance. You get volume, it should break, and then you look for the pullback and hold, or you get confirmation and you just take along with some time, and it breaks it, it pulls back, holds it, and you're still in it, and it continues to go higher. Let's go to a 30-minute chart real quick. I haven't played an AMD in quite some time. Um, so I kind of miss AMD, and maybe try to. We'll see, because I might play ARM. That's where the liquidity is going to be. Watch 445, guys. That's the area we're going to watch. You break it, then hello 50 day up at 453.50. 453.50. Yep. Let's go to AMD, then we'll go to Intel. If you guys could hit that like button. What's up, man? Did I see I did see CCG pop up, but I missed it. Wow, really? Wow. I missed that. Is CCG? So I know CCJ is a uranium stock. Wow. I wonder if I pulled. Was this an IPO, or was this like just got uplisted under this name? Was this a fresh IPO today? Wow. 200. Let me see here. Live news. Cheech Group. Cheech and Chong. Shares are trading higher, volatile at the company's business. Combination with Prime Impact acquisition. Shares from trade. Nice job, bro. Nice job. I was watching it. We were getting some circuit breakers, and it was just halting and stuff like that. It didn't. It looks like it didn't even really halt, did it? Hold on, let me see. Oh, it did. It definitely did. I think I was looking at it right around here. I'd have to look. Maybe it was something different. I know AVGR started today, but yeah, one for the books. Dude, you're right. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, NASCAR. That's awesome, Bo. Great job, bro. Give you a clap there. Great job. And look, Cleveland runs it back for a touchdown. Nice job on that, man. Nice job. Man, that's awesome, bro. That really is. That's sick. I wish I was a part of that, man. And I'm sure you called it out this morning, and I was probably blabbering on about something stupid. I'm going to be on extra early tomorrow for, because I want to see if we start getting some small caps to trade again, especially after that news. Or, like, especially having, like, a stock that just ran that far. It's like, okay, watch out. Like, what else is going to go now? Was that an IPO? I mean, I could look it up, but just curious if it was an IPO or not. I'm getting a bit tired. So Microsoft is bouncing off its 100-day moving average. If you guys don't remember, Adobe had earnings Friday. I'm pretty sure it was Friday. Oh shit, let me look here real quick. I want to find some stocks that have like nice, I have Bank of America that has a reverse head and shoulders that I'm going to be watching. I'm looking for a pullback in JP Morgan. These are all stocks we've talked about that when I do take the position, I'll let you guys know. Previous support. So they went for 2, or what happened? Oh, so wow. All right, so Microsoft looks like it fell into some reason. I don't think Microsoft's going to be a stock to play anytime soon. It doesn't really have much news, but it does have news coming up. So I'm going to hold off on that. Let's go to AMD. I'm trying to look for something that has like you know, a really high or a really low RSI, like something that's overextended or you know, something that's either overextended to the upside or downside. Wow, this is not looking good. I think that's it for AMD. You had this trend. You see that trend line there? Well, it broke, right? What did you get? It broke. It came up literally to a T, guys. Isn't that crazy? I haven't watched AMD in a while. That's nuts. It came back, poked it, pulled back, bounced off the 100-day, and now I think AMD's done. I do. I think the next time I get the chance to short AMD, man, it's oversold though. If I can get a nice bounce on AMD, I will be short. I promise. I will be short because I think that might be it for AMD. I think this is the start of a pullback. Hello 80s. Hello 85. If you know, if it gives it, I don't know. If we'll see. That's just my thought. My thoughts are that it pulls itself back down here to like high 80s or so. 41. It's gotta bounce. Doesn't have to do anything, but let's see. Pivot low. It didn't make that area support. 102.35, 102.40. Yeah, 102.40-ish. So, 105.50. You notice how we're going lower and lower? How we were talking about 117 to like 109. All right, and then we got that 105 to bounce, and now 105.50 is not looking like support anymore. It's more so going to be resistance now. So, you know, maybe it'll give us a nice opportunity. We do have right now a double bottom. Let's bring up the 15-minute chart. There's a reason why I want to bring that up. Look at that double bottom. That's a beautiful double bottom right here at 99, 100. I need to get by. That was my jam back in the day. Alright, so 15-minute chart. It's a low. We made a higher low. I feel like this is going to be a bounce. You guys see what I see here? Look at the divergence. Right? So here's a double bottom. Right there. Right? Boom. And then look at this one. Look how high it is. And then look at this. So I like it. I like it a little bit different. The difference between this that I don't like, that I'm still thinking like this is not a bullish signal, is because the amount of time. Like look at all these days. Right? You're talking 2 weeks at least. Right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17 days. 15 to 17 days. A half of a month has went by. I like to see this double bottom happen sooner, like a day or two afterwards, in the same whatchamacallit. I know, look how tired he is. Alright, let's go. Okay. So, I'm going to wait and be a bit patient on AMD. A lot of these things need to set up. We do have a previous, like, look at this area here. Let me remove this stuff. If we can, we might be able to make this previous low. Let's see if we can get a, see if it can't break above this level again. Shit. Right. the thing is, once it reclaims it, you gotta watch out, and in which the manner in which it reclaims it. Right. So as of right now, I'm gonna make this red until it gets broken. I think it'll break because it looks like the daily chart. It's a bit oversold. Right. I think it's oversold. So if I make this red, I'll probably be taking it away anyway. Because I think it does break and hold above it and goes higher. All because the daily chart is telling me, it's oversold. It's one of the most oversold stocks I've seen so far. It's at a 40. It's at a 40 handle, bruh. Let's look at the weekly chart to see what that looks like. Then we can dictate the daily. Then we can dictate everything else. So the weekly chart is also a bit sold off. Wow. Alright. That's a pivot high. That's support. Double bottom on a previous high. Double bottomed on a previous high. Sounds like... Alright. So, that's what I'm looking at. See if we can catch a bounce. The upside on this thing, the target for this is going to be at like 105.50 again. That's going to be my target. That's what I'm going to look for. There isn't much though. There isn't much here. I know the camera went off. I'm gonna get it. That's about it, guys. We don't have many people on. It's a little bit late, so I do apologize for coming on late. But if you could hit that like button. Hit that like button for me if you could. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. We do a lot of this stuff and try to come up with game plans and figure out where it is that we want to be in the market. So I'll show you guys another. Oh, looks good. This is snow. Let's look at the daily chart here. It's a bit overbought. No, it's in the middle. It could get a bounce. That's a nice support level on snow, guys. This is a grab up, pull it back, see if it holds it as support, see if we can get a bounce. You have the 50-day up there at 164. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that box there for myself. And then let's do this. Alright, so there's that. Okay. So I will be watching this level here. That's the level to watch. Right there. And then resistance isn't up until 163.75. 163. Pretty much the 50-day, guys. It's going to be my resistance. Yeah, 163.75. Let me get to a 4-hour. So if it does end up breaking, you could look for this thing back down to 151, right? There is still some room for it, but the daily chart, it's you know, maybe like I say, let's look to see if we get a bounce and then see if it puts in a lower high on the RSI, right? This is how you put the picture together, right? If it's going to be weak, it should catch a bounce, put in a lower high, and continue to work its way down. Um, At least that's how I perceive to go about, technical analysis and such. Very clear resistance. Now we've made it support. And what else is it doing? You see this area here that it's trying to hold? Right? This is an area right there that it's now holding at 161. 161. That's where it's trying to hold. If I take this off, equities off, bang, bang. Let's see here. Let's see what we come up with now. Sorry, I forgot exactly what I was doing, but this is a pretty clear pivot low support. Oh, come on. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see something here. It's a massive support zone. Right there. I found it. I knew it was going to set up. I just had to find it. Oh, so it came up. I'd already filled it Thursday. It filled the gap Thursday, so yeah, 163, and that's going to be our 100-day moving average, or 50-day moving average also. So right here, that area 165 is key. If you get up there, that's where we can really look for some resistance, but maybe that's not a play right now. What are some other ones that we know of? I know Disney was making some moves. Oh, look, it's at its 50-day now, right? It's at its 50-day. This is a daily chart. Let me remove all these. I still like the flat top resistance there. Alright. Man, it had to get up and hold that level, man. It didn't hold the level. Gotta look for it to get back down. You have a gap here. You do have a gap fill. I'm talking about closing down here at 84.50-ish. Not wicking. You have a wick and a wick. Like, that's a gap up resistance. That's a failed gap up from the looks of things. I don't know. It does have some nice volume with it. I'm so tired. I guess I'm going to get ready and go to bed. I know I came on a little late. So Disney has made it on the list. All right, Bank of America is another one that I'm gonna be watching the banks. So Disney has a really nice resistance level there. Let me actually put on equities, time and sales. Boom, boom, boom. And the daily chart is probably, wow, it's not that oversold right now because of the bounce. Yeah, we gotta look for a resistance level. Oh my gosh, it should have been caught. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's crazy. Well, that's about it, guys. Unless you guys have tickers. So there was Disney. Let's look at again, Bank of America. Let's look at Boeing. I haven't looked at that stock in quite some time. Looks like it's coming back down into an area where it could get a bounce. It's really oversold. This thing has just been getting chewed up, guys. Not sure what's going on there. I also said I wanted to look at airlines because they look like airlines can make really good trades, right? There's like a lot of volatility in some of them that you can trade. Wow, look at Boeing, guys. It's down below. It had a bad day today, guys. Another bad day. Is anybody else like, what's going on with Boeing? Space activity, unusual options act. Someone with a lot of money to spend has taken a bear stance. Well, obviously, and retail traders should know. When big positions showed up, publicly available options history that we track here at Benzinga. It's an institute or just a wealthy individual, we don't know. But when someone the overall sentiment of these big money traders is split between 48% bullish and 51%. Okay. Because 25 are puts for the total amount of 1.6 million, and 22 are calls for a total amount of 3.3 million. We count the volume and open interest on these contracts. It appears that whales have been targeting price range 165 to 240 for Boeing over the last 3 months. So this is past data. So Boeing's option volume and open interest over the last 30 days. Alright, so that's that. I'm getting a little tired, guys. Kind of curious. So what I would look for on Boeing is a trend reversal. And there's a couple signs we're going to look for. Let's look at the weekly. It's got to be oversold, I feel like. Not really. It looks like it could be due for a bounce. You're getting a golden cross here. Not in a good way either. $190.50. Wow. Wow. That sucks. I noticed this last week though. This is not new. I didn't call Boeing out, but I did say, guys, look at the major sell-off that's going on with Boeing. Is it too late? Maybe we still look to short bounce backs, right? Maybe we look to get short this thing around this area here that it broke today. I got a migraine. So we'll have to see. Is there any... Let me see here. So we've broken the 200 day. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. And then I'm going to see if we have any gap fills anywhere to see where exactly it is we're going. And again, this is right after our earnings, right? Look at this earnings and then bang, brought it down. So, and look, it's already still trying to break that level again, guys. It's still selling off. It's still selling. This is crazy, honestly. So this could mean if it's really that bearish, if something's going on, which I'll read up on tonight. Yeah, see. So just like Tesla, what I'm going to look for is a few different things. I don't know what's going on with Boeing. Something is definitely going on. These are all signs, guys. Like these little things you got to notice. Like they're selling Boeing off for a reason. Are they expecting less travel, like a small recession coming up? So I will start to be looking for a trend reversal because I missed the short. Boeing, I already wrote it down. I'm going to be having it on my watch list. This stock is done. It's done. That's about all I have, guys. Still watching JP Morgan. I can't really think of anything else. I did AMD, Nvidia, Google, Amazon. Did Google. Netflix we didn't do. It's also got a really bearish pattern on it. I don't know. Getting tired. 383 Netflix. Netflix does have a gap fill coming up. Last line of defense is today's low. Let's see here. So we do have a few bearish signals here. It bounced, rejected, so I'm going to write Netflix down because this is also another stock that's really weak that I want to look for if we can get a oh no, come on. NFLX. Alright, so that's that. The daily chart. Sorry, guys, and I'm not talking as much. I'm getting tired. We do have a gap fill. Previous support here. Wouldn't mind looking for a gap fill, or not a gap fill, but a gap, like a pop-up to see the 100-day. I don't think we'll get that, though. I don't think we'll get that. Would they put a new quarterback in there or something? Or Alright, so Friday's low, guys, is turning into resistance. Friday's low. So any bounce back attempts, I want to get short Netflix. And I want to look to see if we can start working this thing back down. I know it's already pretty weak, but man, it got to that base. I want to see if we can get ourselves back down to this area here. 365, 364. It's about $30-$40 away. Alright, so that's all I got, fam. That's it. That's all I've got. Let's look at XLE real quick. We called this out a long time ago. She's still climbing. I want to see a pullback to the 20-day moving average, so I may short this thing. Why? How did they not get the fucking field goal or a touchdown? That's ridiculous. You gotta get points. Wow. Mike Tomlin's a joke. Not that I like the Steelers, but XLE. That's a lower high, guys. There's your resistance level right there. Boom. Another one. Another one.
Don't make sense. Marinated and tossed in a blend of chili, garlic, and ginger, as sweet as they are spicy.
Nice catch. Butterfingers.
Just like my nana. We don't make sense. We make
I'd like to see us get down to 90. I don't know what happened there. I want to see this thing pull back down to $90. It's a little late. $91. I'd like to see that. So there's a trade we can look for. All right, there's a trade we can look for. Let's see if we can get back down to that 90 level. We never pulled back to, 90. I want to see us get there. 91. 91's a nice little area of resistance. So it held that. These are all levels. There's a level.
He loves turf. And works at a nursery.
That's a level.
So he can enter tomorrow's contest. Gets noticed. Launches his own turf quiz.
Alright, guys. You guys have a great night. I'm going to go get a little bit of sleep. Just a little bit. If you guys don't have anything, Disney, I went through a lot of stuff tonight. We don't have much data tomorrow. I am looking for Adobe, Google, Meta, went through that. UNH, XOM, Tesla. We didn't do Tesla. I can do that real quick. Oh, we are watching Tesla. We are watching this. We already talked about this one. We like Tesla for the short. This is a stock we're looking to get short. All right, we're gonna look to see if we can get Tesla back down to 259. That should make a really nice trade for us. 259, 257 area. All right, guys, have a great night. I'll see you guys early in the morning. Thank you guys for joining us. If you could, please hit that like button for us. Have a great night.